Hello and welcome back to Entrepreneur Talks podcast. Season 1 episode will be written on the information of this podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by Women Flix and Entrepreneur Talks podcast. Feel free to drop a message if you would like to be our guest, if you would like to get our services, and if you would like to share your vision. Women Flix, Yola Bastos, and I hope you enjoy our session today. My guest today is Marina Newington. Marina understands firsthand the pressures of the different roles required from women today. After working in finance and marketing for large companies, then raising a family of 4 children, she felt completely exhausted, physically, mentally, and emotionally. This burnout led Marina on a personal journey that saw her regain balance in her life, find more time, restore energy, and rediscover her confidence. This transformation and her health coach training led Marina to discover her why, empowering other women who were struggling with similar issues to feel good about themselves again. Today, Marina works with entrepreneurial women to set the groundwork in their own lives so they can clarify their goals, set realistic tasks, and create a roadmap to find success in their chosen fields. She focuses on helping women live their best lives through her unique methodology, coaching, and public speaking. So, let's welcome Marina Newington. Hello, Marina, and welcome to my podcast.
Hello, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'm so delighted to have you with me today. And I've been, as you are aware, your profile description is on my podcast when people will reach this and they will listen. But at the same time, I want to say that amazing journey you've been through. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell me about your company. How did you start it?
Right. Well, thank you for asking. So it's okay. I'm going to go back a little bit. So I had my own transformational journey, I think is what it comes down to. And about 8 years ago, my energy levels were at an all-time low. I was irritable, I was tired, I was going through the motions of running a really big family without really being present in my own life. I have 4 children and it's really hectic and really busy. And at this point, my husband and I moved to Australia for 2 years, which sounds crazy, and it was. But it was an amazing opportunity for me because we did something so crazy and we picked up all the children from schools and we took them away and we started a new life. I was able to do things a different way. And I discovered that by making small and consistent changes, I was able to get really long-lasting results.
Wow. Yes.
And that was, an amazing discovery, and things started changing. And as I got stronger in my body and in my spirit and my mind, I started being able to have more confidence in general. And that's when I discovered my why. And that is that I wanted to help other women to get the same results that I did, because my life was completely transformed. And I wanted to help other women. So when we came back to the UK, I retrained as a health coach originally. So my background is actually in corporate. I was in finance, I was in marketing, and then, after a couple of kids, I decided to be a full-time mom. But I retrained as a health coach, and I started working with women to make them help them feel better about themselves. And a lot of the women that I work with were actually in business, and I understood from all the questions that they asked and my own experience as a woman in business that what I really wanted to do was help entrepreneurial women. And that's where I got to, and that's where I am now. So today I help women in business to get the clarity, confidence, and energy to make life's big decisions.
Wow. Big decisions. When it comes to big decisions related with the business, right?
Well, it's not only business because,
Life.
Our life is more than just business because, women, we have a lot of hats that we have to wear and we have a lot of roles. A lot of us are mothers, and if we're not mothers, then we have families and other obligations. There are a lot of different hats that we have to wear. Sometimes, I think a lot of the decisions have to do with business, but also, sometimes I've had clients who want to know, should I stay here in this country? Should I move country? What's going to be better for my business and what's going to be better for my life? So I think it's a little bit of the bigger picture.
Oh, okay. And you created some kind of process to work with them, of course. Right.
Yes, that's right. So the way I work with my clients is I created Power System, which is a 5-step process designed to help these entrepreneurial women get more time for themselves, a network that supports them in work and in life, and a roadmap to get the results that they want. So Power is actually an acronym. So you understand what the 5 pillars of Power System are using the word power. So P is about making yourself a priority in your own life. Now, as women, we always put ourselves last, right?
Yeah.
We put everyone ahead of us, right? We have the children, our partners, our friends, our work colleagues, the pets. Anyone goes in front of us, anyone. And we have to learn. But it's true, right? Right? We put everyone ahead of us. So we have to learn that we have to make ourselves a priority in our own lives first, so that not only can we take care of ourselves, but we can also be in a position to take care of everyone else around us, and the people who depend on us. It's like putting the oxygen mask on yourself first in an airplane. Then we go to O, which is about order and getting organized. And the key point here is that we have to learn how to rule our schedule so our schedule doesn't rule our lives. Yes. We don't want to run around feeling crazy and like we're going from meeting to meeting and not getting things done. So I teach my clients that you need to invest time to make time. And it's how you get organized and how you make systems so you get more time for yourself during the week. And then we move on to W, which is about connecting to the world around you. So that's not only about your communication styles, but also about learning to build a network that supports you so that you're not alone. And a lot of times as female entrepreneurs, we can do a lot of our work alone and we feel really lonely. And we need to be able to build that network, not only in our lives here, but also in work, to know that we don't have to do everything ourselves and that we can get people to help us and delegate. And then also how to set boundaries so that we can always be professional in all of our dealings. And then we move on to E, which I love, which is energy. And it's how to get energy to do all the things that we want to do through exercise and nutrition and sleep. And then having fueled your foundation with these 4 basic steps, then you're ready for R, which is the roadmap for the future. And that is, what is your why? What do you want to do next? What are your dreams? And what is the action plan that we're going to put together to take you there? So that's the Power System.
Wow. I did my notes here while you're talking. I can tell you priority, order, world around you, energy, and ready. I love it. I just Wow, love it. Thank you. Wow.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, I'd love to talk to you about it more. And it's
Yes.
something that we could all use. I'll tell you why I created the system this way. A lot of times, so many women, they come to me
Yes.
and they say, you know, I want to figure out what I'm passionate about. I'm not excited to start the day. I don't have energy. How do I figure out what I want to do? And the thing is, all these questions are about the end. And you can't answer these questions until you go back to the beginning. So this is why I'm saying that you have to lay the foundations first. And that's what the power system does. By making yourself a priority, by getting organized, by building a support network, and by boosting your energy, you are then in a position to figure out your why and take those next steps. Before that, you're just confused.
Yes. I totally agree with you. And I'm so like, my mind is like, woohoo! I love this. I don't have words, because the way you explain, the way you put things is just an amazing way to
Thank you.
clarify my mind, or anyone that is listening us is going to be listening. Amazing. And so you got a why, of course, you got a why. You started this and you created this power system. Wow. I'm how I say, speechless.
Yes, thank you.
So, in terms of, I know you work with women, correct? Most.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And is all over the world, or is specific countries? How do you do?
You know what? It's an absolutely global business because it's a global world that we live in. And it's one of the most fantastic things about being an entrepreneur. And I think that's a lot of reason why a lot of women go into the entrepreneurial world. And it's for time freedom and financial freedom and mobility. And it means that you can be anywhere and still do your work. So as long as I have a desktop, a laptop, my phone, I'm able to do my business. And I talk to one-on-one clients on Zoom. So, I'm able to have one-to-one calls no matter where I am. And, I'm based in London, and one of my clients is in San Francisco. Another client is in London. We work it out. It's just about sorting out the time differences. But it's a meeting like any other meeting. So you can work anywhere in the world. And I think this is something, that's really important to women nowadays, to have that freedom and to have that mobility, to be able to, have a business on their terms.
Yes.
What do you think?
I do agree with you. Yes. We can create and have, yes, I do agree. Fantastic, Marina. I was getting back to your description, and I was reading about you were working in finance and marketing before you start your own company. And
That's right.
This journey that you had in finance and marketing helped you create your business as well.
Sure, of course. I mean, we are a product of our past, aren't we? So, it informed me. I having a corporate background, I think the interesting thing is with all this is that I had an MBA from Columbia Business School, which is considered a very good qualification. And, then I was in finance before, and then I went into marketing, and I worked at Sainsbury's for 5 years, actually. And then after my second child, I decided that I wanted to be a full-time mom, because maybe some people can juggle both, God bless them, the people who can. But for me personally, I found that I could only do half of each job. And that didn't sit well for me. And I was in a fortunate enough situation that I was able to stop working in order to raise my children. And then I had another 2 after that. So when I came back into the world of work after my children got older, and I said I went on my own journey and I found my passion and I was ready to give back and I wanted to help other women and I wanted to make my business, I discovered that even though I have an MBA in marketing, 20 years later, I have no idea what marketing is in the real world because it's completely changed. The world changed while I was busy having children. The world moved on.
Yes.
And I think it's one of our gifts as women that we can be adaptable. And what I had to do was what anyone has to do. I had to dig deep. I had to open myself to new learning and new mentors, and I had to put in the work. So I had to relearn how you do digital marketing in the modern age. I had to get on Facebook, I had to get on Instagram, I had to get on LinkedIn, I had to get on YouTube. I do a weekly video, I have a weekly blog. I'm on social media every single day. But this didn't happen overnight. It took a couple of years to learn how to do this. I've just relaunched my website. It's going to be officially launched in a week, but it's live now, and I spent 5 months building it myself. I'm not suggesting that everybody does this because it was a real headache, but we all have the capacity to learn and move forward. And so even though I have the corporate background, I had the marketing, I had all these things, I think being a mom of 4 kids is the best qualification of all of them, because
it's so true. Yes,
that's the harder job.
it is. And then conciliate with the rest of the world, the rest of the things we need to do. And I do have 1 child. I don't have 4, but I can imagine it can be. I see other families and it's hard. 1 is hard, imagine 4. It's fun, but it's hard. Always we need to program so many things. And you also wrote, because I see you got an Amazon best-selling author. So
yes, that's right. I was fortunate enough to collaborate with 9 other women, and we wrote a book called The Mind of the Female Entrepreneur. And I'm the first chapter of that book. And I talk about my story. So much more detail about, what I told you and, my background and my why and the lessons that I learned and how I applied that to creating my own business and helping other women now and today with speaking and coaching and writing.
Amazing. So the name is The Mind, the Female, say again?
The Mind of the Female Entrepreneur, and it's available on Amazon.
Great. Everyone is listening, so get your hands on, because I believe must be, how many women were there on that book, like writing?
10 women. So there are 10 chapters from all of us.
Amazing. I'm going to have a look later on. So many things I'm getting today, but this is powerful. Power system. That's the way.
Well, it's the reason that I picked power system is because, there's a lot about getting your power back, and, it's an acronym and it works well. But what I really try to do with my clients is I try to empower them. And it's such a strong thing to empower someone. Well, it's not me. I don't empower them. They empower themselves. I just guide them along the way. They do the work. It's not me. But it's such a powerful thing to feel empowered and to feel like you have your power back, especially if you feel like you had it and then you lost it and you want to get it back. And it's, I was working with a client a few months ago, and, we were coming to the end of the program, and she was telling me all these things that she had been doing that she couldn't have dreamed of doing before, and, that she wasn't able to do. And I said, and how does that make you feel? And she said, I feel really empowered. I was like, amen, hallelujah. What could I want? What more could I want that she feels like she's the strong woman that she's supposed to be? It's wonderful.
Impressive. It is wonderful. Definitely. It brings a great feeling for you. And when I think about what you said about the woman, I'm just trying to figure out how she was, because I know exactly, just from our conversation, I can feel empowered. So another person that is feeling empowered by just talking to you right now, and that is no price. It's no price. It's amazing. It's great, great.
Oh, thank you.
And you're welcome, Marina. I'm so pleased to hear your story and the way you work with women. And I'm sure that we will work together in the future. Just
That would be lovely. That would be lovely.
Thank you. So tell me now, the last question I'm gonna say to you is, how can people get in touch with you?
Right. So this wonderful website that I've been working on is www.marinanewington.com. So please come along to my website, and I have a lot of amazing free resources and guides and cheat sheets, everything from how to deal with stress and productivity to how to cook once and eat 3 times. Did I tell you that I'm a great cook? Because I am, with all my children and a lifetime of cooking. And, I also, because it's important, as much as we're business women and we have to do business, we also have to cook, don't we? And, you also have to come up with a way to cook, and that doesn't take a lot of time, is delicious, and, saves you time. So I have things like cook once, eat 3 times. And then also on my website, I have all my vlogs. I do a weekly video show on Facebook, and I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube. It's all under Power System Global or powersystem.global, but all my handles are going to be in the show notes, I believe.
Yes.
And what I'd also like to do is, for your listeners, I have 2 very special treats that I'd like to share with them if I can.
Yes, you can, of course.
And the first one is a guide I put together called 5 Steps to Make You Happy. And what it is, it's proven strategies to clarify what you're passionate about, created for entrepreneurial women who want to feel satisfied and fulfilled. So the big thing here is it helps you discover what your core values are. And your core values are the essence of who you are and the principles and fundamental beliefs that you hold to be of worth in your life. So whether you're stuck in a situation that leaves you unfulfilled or struggling to make a big decision, these guiding principles have the power to shape your relationships, your jobs, family, and overall direction in life. So this worksheet is all about figuring out what your core values are, and then how you can use them to make sure that you're aligned with your business goals in a way that's going to keep you satisfied and fulfilled. So that's the first one, 5 Steps to Make You Happy. Now, the second one is about one of my favorite topics, and this is productivity, because I'm always so big on getting organized and doing less to achieve more. So this one is called 6 Steps to Turbo Boost Your Productivity, and it is really the must-have guide to get you laser focused and save you time. So have you ever heard of the 80-20 rule? Do you know the 80-20 rule?
20 rule? No, I know.
The 80-20 rule. So it's called the Pareto principle. And basically the idea is, in this guide, I teach you how you can get clear on 20% of the activities that generate 80% of your results.
Okay.
So what a lot of people don't realize, and this is an absolute fact, and it's scientifically proven, that your ability to identify and focus the top 20% of tasks will help you to determine your quality of life, your business success, and the results you'll be getting, because it's going to help you to reclaim your focus, become more productive, and be less stressed and overwhelmed. So it's a worksheet that helps you figure out what are the 20% of activities that you need to do in order to generate 80% of your profits, your revenues, and all your other results. So I have both of these for you, and the links to both of them are also in the show notes.
Definitely. Thank you, Marina, because I'm so pleased. Just listening these two freebies, as you call them, right? Freebies.
Yes, that's right. Freebies or lead magnets, opt-ins, they have lots and lots of names. That's the marketing magic, right?
Yes.
But I like to think of them as on my website, there's a page that's called free treats. And that's what I think of them as, free treats. They're like presents.
I'm sure my listeners, they will go to your page and they will click on these links, as I'm going to do as well, because I'm going to register myself. I'm going to find all these steps, because I'm like, yes, this is the right way. So I'm just going to check myself if I'm on the right way, if I'm doing the right things. And it's never too late, or it's never, because I'm already on business doesn't mean like I can't do this. So for anyone that is listening, as I hope you, no matter what level are you, just try to find if you are doing the right things, because these steps will help you no matter what level you are, I believe.
Yes, it's absolutely true, because a lot of the reasons that women, they come to me and they say that they don't feel motivated, they don't feel energized, and they don't feel passionate about what they do, is because they haven't taken the time to identify what their core values actually are. So if you don't know what's going to make you happy, how are you going to get there? So you have to make a start, and the start is to figure out what are the things that are the most important to you, and then how do you live your life making them part of your life.
Correct. Great. So this is it. We come to the end. I want to say thank you once again for our podcast. Marina, was great, amazing, spectacular, wonderful, beautiful conversation.
Incredibly kind of you, and it was such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And all the information about Marina will be on the podcast session, which is going to be live next month. So be tuned and check her pages and everything, and then get in touch with Marina. Marina, all the best. God bless you.
Thank you, and to you as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for listening our podcast session today. If you would like to come back and listen again, you can find us on Anchor, you can find us on Spotify, you can find us on Apple iTunes. You can also go through our pages on Facebook or Instagram, and they will be there. Follow us, share, and leave your comments if you feel like. We would love to know more what you think about the podcast, and if you would like to be our guest, or if you are willing to create your own business, or struggling, or just want to pump, a jump, a change in your life. Okay, speak with you soon. Take care. Bye. See you next week.